Hello and welcome to another edition of What I Wish I Knew when first starting Magic the Gathering Arena. Today we're going to talk a little bit about events that we see here. As you can see kind of on the left or the right side of the screen, you can see a couple events. You can see more in the play button, and also about this little guy called a draft token. You can see him in the middle of my screen at the top there, that little blue planeswalker symbol inside the hexagon. That's a draft token. Yeah, there it is. So let's talk a little bit about that first of all. So it came from the Mastery Pass, and this is the current Mastery, which is for Adventures in the Forgotten Realms, which is the current set. It was a reward down there for level 15 when you have unlocked the Mastery Pass. The top level you get just completely for free, and then the bottom level you can use gems to unlock. I did a video very recently on my channel, which you should go check out, that talks about my free-to-play perspective on whether I think it's worth it. Spoiler alert, I think it is. So if you can do your diligence to get enough gems to unlock that pass, it will just skyrocket your development and push you forward in what you're trying to do in this game in terms of getting more cards or building different decks or whatever that is for you. More gems, more gold, whatever. This will help. So definitely recommend doing that. But let's look at what the draft token is. Essentially, it's a free entry so that you don't have to pay gold or gems into entering a draft event. And we'll look at which specific events it allows you to do that in just a moment here. So let's head home, and then let's also talk about just the various events that we have available. So scrolling all the way to the top here, you can see this list of events, and we also have some that occasionally will pop up that are not always available. Those will be limited time events, and usually when it's nearing the end of it, or if it's like the quick draft, for example, that one rotates out every few weeks in terms of what set you can do a quick draft of. And when it gets close to the end of that, then you will see a little time that shows up within the last day or two approximately, and you'll be able to see when that's going to be gone. Another way to check is if you tap the little question mark up here, you can go ahead and hit event calendar, and that'll take you to the website where you can see the list of all of the scheduled events there. So that's another little quick tip for you if you want to see what's when and what's rotating out for the quick draft, etc. But what is a quick draft? What's a standard event? What are all these? Let's look at them. So standard event, this one is actually one that I slept on this for a while, honestly. I didn't ever enter this event because I thought, okay, 95 gems or 500 gold, and what can you win from it? Well, if you lose everything, you win 100 gold, so, okay, if you paid gold, you net minus 400 gold. Not a big deal. You get 3 cards. Then as I started to get further down in my collection, I realized those card rewards are actually really good for helping you complete your set and unlocking the vault. I have another video on that too. Check that out on my channel. For example, if you hit 4 wins on here, you've actually earned your entry fee back. So you earned 500 gold. Essentially, you got to play for free, and then you got 3 cards out of the deal. So if you can consistently get to 4 wins, that's pretty solid. You should do that, in my opinion. I would recommend doing that. You want to make sure that you have a really competitive deck, though, because you do have to get those 4 wins before you get 3 losses. If you get 2 losses and 4 wins, still counts. If you get your 3rd loss before you get that 4th win, and let's say you're only at 3 wins, then that's what you'll get, which is still not that bad. You've only lost 100 gold, and essentially then you've paid 100 gold to get 3 cards, which is a really good deal in terms of how you can get cards in this game. That's worth it as well. So really, if you have a semi-competitive deck where you can go into the ranked queue and win fairly consistently, this might be a good event for you to consider. If you do join it, it'll then allow you to choose a deck, which, again, I guess I'll play at some point. I'm not going to play live here on the video, but once you do, then, I've used 500 gold. I never use gems for this, by the way, because this doesn't reward any gems, and gems are very precious currency, so that's one caveat I'll tell you before any of these events that we look at. Don't use gems for an entry unless it's the only option, or if you, I don't know, there's not really many scenarios where I could think of using gems for an event, unless it is one of those where it's literally the only option to do so, because usually you don't get gems as a result from as a reward from an event. Usually you get gold and other packs and other things like that. That's just my personal opinion on it from a free-to-play perspective, where I'm not spending real money to convert into gems in this game. They're very precious to me, and so I don't like to use them. I like to use gold as much as I can. But the way to get more gems is I can use events that do earn gems, which we'll look at in a moment, and I can hopefully do well in those events to the point where I'll get gems as a reward, and then I've only paid gold into something that I can then convert into gems. It's almost like a currency exchange, if you will. So pretty cool. And then you can tap the plus button on here, choose your deck, and then that is the deck that you'll have throughout the entire event for this standard event. And then you go until you lose. You can always resign early for some reason if you want to. I don't really know why, but you could. So that's that. Let's go back to check out some of the other events. And we have a historic event. Very similar concept, but you play with a historic deck. So standard deck versus historic deck. Standard deck is only the current sets that are in the standard lineup, and then historic are, all the older sets are included in that as well there. So same reward payout. 4 wins is your sweet spot to play for free, essentially. And if you get, I didn't show this on the last one, but if you get, 6 wins, I mean, it gets even better with each win. 600 gold for 5 wins. 800 gold for 6 wins. So you're making gold if you get that far in a standard event, which is really nice. And then if you get all the way up to 7 wins, you have doubled your gold. So definitely worth it. But again, I would not pay gems for this. Even though it's not many gems, it'll drain your gems quickly and you don't get any as a result. So not recommended. All right, let's look at the next ones here. So we have Premier Draft Forgotten Realms, Quick Draft Forgotten Realms, which recently, just before it rotated in, it was Zendikar Rising was the quick draft set, but now it's Forgotten Realms. They rotate these so often. They'll do other ones. It's always a standard set that they have as an option for quick draft. So they won't ever draft like something that's rotated out of standard, or in this case, I believe they did actually announce they're not going to do any quick drafts for sets that will be rotating out soon. So that's nice. Like we're approaching the 2021, 2022 rotation cycle here, and they've said that they won't, let players draft for a set that'll soon be rotating out of standards. So that's a nice little touch. But let's look at these and see kind of what the differences are. We also have Sealed Forgotten Realms, Traditional Draft Forgotten Realms. So those are the two I want to draw your attention to: Premier Draft Forgotten Realms and Traditional Draft Forgotten Realms. Take a look at both of those. Those kind of pair with each other. And then also, as we go towards the bottom here, we have Traditional Standard Event and Traditional Historic Event. Those two, let's look at those two first, actually, because that pairs right with the two that we just looked at, Standard Event and Traditional Standard Event. Well, what's the difference? If we look at Traditional Standard Event, it costs twice as much gold to enter. If you see in the description on the left here, this is a best of 3 match, which is a completely different feel than a best of 1 match. So Standard Event is a best of 1. This is a best of 3. Traditional standard means best of 3, essentially. So you have a sideboard, you play 3 matches, and then the result of your 3 matches with your opponent, if you win 2 of those 3, that's counted as a win in the sense of this little scale down here. So if you win once, though, you've got 500 gold. You've made half of it back. If you win twice, then it's 1,000 gold. But this one, you only get 2 losses, so 2 match losses. So if you lose one of your best of 3, that doesn't count as a loss. But if you lose more than, if you lose 2 of your 3 in your best of 3 match with an opponent, one single opponent, that counts as a match loss. So that would show up over here as a match loss on the right. So hopefully, if you're not confused, it's clear as mud. Essentially, just think of it as best of 3. Traditional means best of 3. Right, not saying traditional, just standard event, that means best of 1. So the reward structure is a little bit different, of course. You do get more gold as you win more, because it's harder to win with best of 3. It takes more matches. It's a lot trickier, but you more than double your gold if you do reach that threshold there of 5 wins, which is really awesome if you can do that. And the same works actually with the historic. So, or the traditional historic event. Same situation, same cost, same reward structure. Very simple, so I won't belabor that point anymore. All right, let's go back up and look at, as I mentioned, I want to draw your attention to Premier Draft Forgotten Realms and Traditional Draft Forgotten Realms. And then Quick Draft Forgotten Realms. So we can see kind of the difference between the 3 here. So let's look at Premier Draft first. Premier Draft is a best of 1. So that's one thing to remember. So similar in concept in that you have 3 match losses, and once you hit those, then you're done. But if you get 0 wins, this is the nice thing. If you have used your gold to enter this event, if you have 10,000 gold, you enter this event, which you can get gold by doing your daily quests. I mean, there's a lot of easy ways to do that. I've got some other videos and tips on my channel too, so check that out if you want to learn how to do that. But 50 gems you'll get with just 0 wins and 1 pack, which is really nice. But not just 1 pack. You actually get 3 total packs in addition to that 1 pack. So at minimum, you're getting 4 packs because the 3 packs are coming from what you're actually drafting. So it's as if it were a live draft. You're passing packs around, and you end up with the equivalent of 3 total packs just from your draft, and you keep those cards. And then at the end, you'll get another pack to open. So you've then ended this event at minimum of 4 packs and 50 gems. So really nice little boost there. This is one of the events that you can use your draft token for, as you see right there. So you can use that if you want to. You'll be in the event without having to spend any gold or any gems to do so. You can just enter it, and then whatever you get is just gravy on top. It's just awesome. So now here we have the rest of the rewards for a premier draft: 100 gems and 1 pack for 1 win. If you get 2 wins without 3 losses, or with 2 wins and 3 losses total, you would total out 250 gems and 2 packs. So you can see the gems, they start to tick up here. 3 wins, you get 1,000 gems and 2 packs. And if you get 4 wins, 1,400 gems, which is, really nice. Now, if you're so consistent and confident and you're really good at limited, maybe you do want to spend gems. Maybe that's a scenario where I could see it making sense, because if you know you're going to at least get to 5 wins, I mean, it's never a guarantee, but if you feel really confident and you want to go for it and you know you're really good at limited, you have a lot of experience doing so, that would probably make sense. I could understand someone doing that. 1,500 gems gets you 1,600 gems if you get 5 wins. If that's only, 1,500 is your entry fee, then, that's great. Excuse me. So 4 packs is what you would get in that scenario. 5 packs with 1,800 gems for 6 wins. And if you go 7 wins, you get 2,200 gems and 6 packs in addition to the 3. So you at most could get 9 packs and 2,200 gems as a reward for this event if you just kill it. But minimum, you're going to get 50 gems and 4 packs. So pretty awesome event, and these are usually only around the time of a set being released. These will not always be here. So you may not always have the opportunity to do that. So I can't go back and do it for one of the previous sets because it's not there. Forgotten Realms is our current set. Let's skip down a couple, look at traditional draft Forgotten Realms. Same exact entry prices you'll see there. Token entry, I can use the token for this one. I can do 1,500 gems or 10,000 gold, and I get my 3 packs, bare minimum because it's a draft. This one, however, this is a best of 3 because it's traditional. So again, remember, traditional equals best of 3 in Magic the Gathering Arena. That's just kind of a good way to think of it. If I don't win anything, I get 1 more pack. So that's it. A little bit riskier. No gems as a reward for 0 wins or anything. Just 1 pack. So you'll get 4 total packs essentially. If you enter this and you win nothing, then that's your minimum reward. If you get 1 best out of 3 match win, you still get 1 pack. So this one is a little bit more punishing. You've got to have a much higher success rate if you're going to enter the traditional draft. And then if you happen on 2 wins, you're jumping up to 1,000 gems and 4 packs. And if you happen to get 3 of those best of 3 wins, 3,000 gems and 6 packs. And actually, I should say, I failed to mention this initially. It's 3 matches regardless of record. You can see it on the screen there. So there's no, 2 losses or 3 losses or anything like we've seen in some of the other events. This event is literally just 3 matches. So if you go 3 for 3, great job. You got 3,000 gems, 9 total packs. If you go 2 out of 3, then that's what you get, etc. So you don't get any more than those 3 matches, regardless of record. I mean, it just takes a long time, and best of 3 takes a while. Plus, you have to draft. So it's very interesting. Now, the other thing to note here, and I haven't mentioned this yet, is another difference between this draft and the next type of draft that we'll look at. The traditional draft Forgotten Realms, as well as the Premier Draft Forgotten Realms, those are live drafts. So that means you are drafting with other players. You're not drafting against a bot. You're not drafting against the game itself or the system or the computer, or however you want to think of it. So this is a time draft with 7 other players. So you can see their Premier Draft Forgotten Realms. And then we can take a look down here at the traditional draft Forgotten Realms. It also says their player draft, a time draft with 7 other players. So that's a note here. The difference in why that's important to note is that if you look at quick draft Forgotten Realms, right up here, you'll see this is a bot draft. And so that's a little bit different, right? So you're not playing with live players. The bot does have fairly good strategy usually. Sometimes there's things you can learn about how the bot drafts, and you might be able to get a little bit of an advantage once you've done it enough. But overall, that's just a main difference to note. You're not doing it live. So you have a little bit less pressure if you think of it that way. Some people, like that little bit of less pressure, and some people don't care. Some people prefer it. Some people don't. To each his own, but that's the difference. So quick draft. This one is a best of 1. So it's not a traditional scenario where you play best of 3 matches. You're playing best of 1 matches, and you go until you reach 3 match losses. The entry fee is either 750 gems or 5,000 gold. Again, I don't recommend using gems to enter this because you'll see if you don't win anything, you only get 50 gems. So you would get 50 gems and 1 pack, plus your 3 that you get from drafting, so 4 total packs. 1 win gets you 100 gems, 200 gems for 2 wins, 300 gems for 3 wins, 450 gems for 4 wins. Still not reaching that 750 mark. If you get 5 wins, you're close. You've got 650 gems and 1 pack. And then if you hit the 6-win mark, you would break even if you had paid gems to enter this event, because you would get 850 gems plus that extra pack and your 3 that you draft with, and then 950 gems and 2 packs with 7 wins. So if you win 7 wins in quick draft, you end up with 950 gems and 5 total packs, which is really nice. I've actually done that several times. If you draft a lot of a single set, you get to know it really good, and that's what I would recommend also. If you are going to do quick drafts, this is my favorite way to get gems. Honestly, you can see how many gems I have right there, right? Like I've got 6,000 gems. I just dropped the 3,400 gems on the Mastery Pass not too long ago, so I had almost 10,000 gems saved up. And I've got over 30,000 gold. It's because I play these drafts all the time. I get my gold from my daily quests. I play the standard events to get gold from time to time too. And then I use my gold. I save up and actually do all of a single set of quick draft. So I previously did this from Strixhaven. I got really good, I think, at Strixhaven quick draft, and I won a lot. I went 6 wins a lot of times, 7 wins several times. And that gets me, for paying 5,000 gold, it gets me 950 gems and 5 packs, which gives you more wild cards, which it's a snowball effect. It's awesome. So I would highly recommend doing that, saving up your gems and drafting all of a single, or I'm sorry, saving up your gold and drafting all of a single set. You know, get 2 or 3 or 4 amounts of gold just saved up, ready to go, so you can drop the 5,000 a couple times in a row and get a good feel for a set, and just draft a bunch of it at once. You'll get some good gems as a reward, which is really nice. So that's the quick draft, and we have one more to go over. Oh, one other piece I should mention here. So you notice here the 0-win reward. It says 50 gems in 1 pack, but at the bottom there it says 1 bonus pack 20%. This means you have a random chance, well, not really random, a statistical chance of earning an extra bonus pack in your rewards on top of that. And it's a 20% chance in this point. So, 1 out of 5, it could roll a dice, and 1 out of 5 times it'll give you a bonus pack. So you may end up with 5 in that scenario, even with the 0 wins. So that's nice. You can kind of get that random, it's almost like a little bit of a lottery there. And it jumps up to 22% probability when you have 1 win. You see where this is going. 24 with 2 wins, 26% with 3 wins, 30% with 4 wins, 35% chance with 5 wins. With 6 wins, you get a 40% chance for a bonus pack. And if you do go 7 and 1, 2, or 0 in your record there, you just straight up get that second pack. So that's kind of the scenario there. So you still might get 2 packs if you have a 40% chance of getting a second bonus pack, or really a 1 bonus pack to give you 5 total packs. If you get 6 wins, it's still possible. So really nice. I love quick draft. I think it's a really awesome format. Now let's look at one more. We have one more type of event here. And I should also mention here, if you don't see these if you're relatively new to the game and you're not seeing all of these, toggle that little button up top there where it says all play modes. When I turn that off, it just shows arena play modes, and it just shows those 3: Premier Draft, Quick Draft, and Sealed. So I want to see all play modes, and that's going to show me all of my events. Just make sure that's on if it's not. Just a quick little commercial there. All right, so then we have really 2 more to go over, which is Sealed Forgotten Realms and Traditional Sealed Forgotten Realms. I'm sure you can understand the difference. Sealed Forgotten Realms is best of 1. Traditional is best of 3. This event you cannot use a draft token for because it's not technically a draft. This could almost be equated to a pre-release. If you've ever done a pre-release pack opening in physical Magic cards, where you open it up and you get 6 packs, and then you build a deck with those 6 packs, and then you play in limited fashion matches with other players. That's essentially what this is. This is Arena's version of that. And so it's not always available. It's usually available near the beginning of a set. So at some point the Sealed Forgotten Realms will drop off. There won't be any sealed events available, and you'll have to wait until the next set comes around, or another special set comes around, and they may let you do one like Amonkhet Remastered comes to mind, or several others that they've done throughout time. So Sealed Forgotten Realms is essentially literally just like I said. You receive 6 of the 14 card packs. They'll be added to your collection, so that's nice. You're automatically getting 6 packs in your collection for 2,000 gems, so that's pretty good. And then you build them, plus you get basic lands as much as you need, and you build your 40 card limited deck, and then you play until you reach 3 losses. If you don't win anything and you just get your 3 losses, you're getting 200 of those 2,000 gems back with 3 packs as well, so that's 9 total packs. That's pretty good. It's pretty good value. I haven't done the actual math. I know people out there have done it, so definitely look up if you're really into the specific numbers and statistics there as terms of like the overall value, but I think it just passes the eye test at least. It seems pretty good. 9 packs, 200 gems. We're essentially 9 packs for 1,800 gems, really, is how you can think of it, because you're getting 200 of your 2,000 back. But if you do win, then you get even more. 400 gems with 1 win. 600 gems. And 3 packs, so 3, oh yeah, we had 3 all along, not 2, so 3, 3, 3, 600 gems with 2 wins, 1,200 gems with 3 wins, 1,400 gems with 4 wins, so that 3-win spot is really the sweet spot, because you jump from 600 up to 1,200, and then it just increments up to 1,400 with your 4th win, 1,600 with your 5th win, 2,000, another nice little jump there with 6 wins, and if you go 7 wins in this event, you have made back your gems. So you will then net 200 gems plus your 9 total packs. So no matter what your win-loss record, you're going to end up with 3 packs as a win. It's just a matter of how many gems you lose, essentially, in terms of how many wins you get. That's whether you're going to break even at 6 wins, or make a little bit of gems off of it at 7 wins, or lose some gems, but essentially you're really not losing gems if you plan to go into the event using your gems essentially to buy packs. If you kind of think of it that way, it makes a lot of sense. So that's the Sealed Forgotten Realms. Traditional Sealed Forgotten Realms, same cost. You only keep playing until you reach 2 match losses, though, because it is best of 3. And at 0 wins, your prize structure is the same. 500 gems with 1 win. You still get your 3 packs no matter what. 1,200 gems with 2 wins. So if you can get 2 match wins of a best of 3 format, that's what you get. 1,800 gems. So you're almost breaking even there with that 3rd win. And then if you get your 4th win, then you get 2,200 gems, and that's your profit there. So those are all the events, and that's really just to kind of summarize. My recommendation again is use gold to earn your gold through daily quests and whatnot. Use your gold to enter events that reward gems. When you get enough gems, maybe like I usually like to go once, maybe twice, but probably usually just once, do a sealed event, because it gets you a lot of cards, really helps build up your collection, especially as a new player. You can do that sealed event. You're going to get a lot of cards, which is really good if you're trying to build something up with a new set that's released. More cards is good, because the more cards you get, the more decks you can make, etc. and so on. And then the other piece of advice is, do the standard events every now and then. I mean, it's only costs 500 gold to enter a standard event. You can get that minimum from a daily quest. So essentially, you could do a standard event a day for free. And if you can get enough wins there, then you can make gold off of that event. So that's another nice little incremental way to increase your gold. But really, the quick draft, that's where it's at, in my opinion, because you can use 5,000 gold, which doesn't take that long to accrue once you are doing all those daily quests. If you're refreshing, you're getting 750 gold, you can get that pretty quickly. So that's it for this one. If you like the video, like the video. Thanks for watching.